Yes, guys. Welcome back to another Bootcast podcast. As always, I'm rocking our boy Ronnie. Shameless plug for the
boy.
GOAT.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our boy.
I speak in a plural. Me and all my different personalities, we are an hour. Rocking the boy Ronnie. You know, we just finished the Mickey Mouse of international football. But I am with my co-host as always, Colby. Matt, you're looking a little red, man. How you doing today?
Doing good. I got out on the pitch this afternoon and was filming some content, so
Let's
be prepared
go.
for some videos coming up this week.
Exciting. I'm assuming no sunscreen because you live in like the north and there is no sun up there.
Yeah, no sunscreen. Not a calculated move, but we're here.
You know, we learn from our mistakes, right?
Yep.
Colby, man. Speaking of content, where has your content been lately, sir? It's been a while, and you were supposed to come back sooner than I did.
No, dude, I've been so wrapped up in like all my kids' stuff. I was literally at my kids' practice today from 4:45, and I got back about like 8:30. Like,
And you're
between
coaching
the
now,
two,
right?
I'm coaching now as well. So I don't know when I'll make content again. Maybe when my kids go to college. You guys can check me out again.
YouTube's not even a platform anymore. No, that's good. That's good. I'm glad that that's going well for you. Yeah, same. I was out practicing with my oldest today in like the dead heat of the hottest parts of the day. And we were on turf, and it was brutal. It was a long day, long training session. So let's get into it, boys. International football's done. I think all football currently, besides the women's Euro, I think, is done, right? We're done with
at
football.
least at the moment. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not going to lie. I needed a break. I'm exhausted. I need to reset as a Man U fan. Matt, I'm sure as an AC Milan fan, you need to reset.
Yeah. Not our best season.
Yeah.
Are you guys watching the soccer tournament, the TST thing?
Yeah, I think the
Well,
final's
the,
going
like-
on as we speak.
Oh, dang.
Who's in the
Yeah.
final?
Probably Concafa.
Is it
I don't know.
Drip FC?
No, they didn't make it. It was like Pumas and this other team that was like underdogs going into it. I forget the name of them, but yeah.
Drunken
Okay.
Monkeys. Some of those names are freaking funny, dude.
Yeah.
Like I watched a good bit of it. Like it wasn't. I was telling my wife because she was watching me watch it, and I was like, this is like the top tier over 30s league. I was like, I feel like if it just kept going, this would be like at the top of like where I play right now.
Yeah.
There we go.
The team, the 610, that's from like my hometown.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's the 610 is the team that Theo kid plays for.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah,
no,
it's
I'm
crazy.
Not watching. It's American, so I don't care much. You know me. But anyway, so while we're on it, Matt, you got some new boots this week, man.
I did.
You've been gassed, you've been glazing in the DMs. Show the people what you got. What did you cop?
What do you want to see first?
You dealer's choice.
Oh, well, I'll go with the first one I got this week, which is the hardest boot I think I've ever tried to buy, and the most limited, and the one that sold out the most. I ended up getting a pair of the Hydra Hypervenoms.
Just looking at that makes me hate you so much.
How close
You got
is the trash
those.
can to you so you can just throw them away now?
I'm right here, just boom in the
There
bin.
you go. Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Have you worn them yet?
I wore them today for the first
Okay.
time.
So give the people a Bootcast exclusive.
They feel like you stepped into a time machine. I'm not gonna lie, they feel great.
Okay.
If you wore the Hypervenoms at all in the past, it feels identical. I know they've made some tweaks with like the liner and stuff to make it slightly more durable, not to overstretch, whatever. As soon as you wear them for like 5-10 minutes, they're as soft as you remember them. So, the fit's really good. It's better than I remember. I think when I had these in the past, I was like a half size up, thinking I was still growing. So getting these true to size feels really good. It actually fits my foot shape really well. The only issue I really had was the top of the heel. I got like a hot spot in my Achilles. Now I've heard other people who have gotten these have had that issue as well. So hopefully it breaks in and that goes away. But I've only worn them for like 30 minutes, I think, today. The other thing I will note is the people that have said that it runs like a quarter size long. I don't think it runs a quarter size long. I'd give it like an eighth.
Yeah,
of
maybe.
an inch long.
That's what I was
maybe.
telling you. I was like, do not go down half a size.
And
'Cause-
there's no way I could have went down half a size because even though like it may be an eighth like long, the volume in the toe box is like non-existent. So like
Right,
if you
yeah.
want to crush your toenails, like
I'd say, and isn't like the insole crazy thick too, so that like really
Yeah.
like tightens it in?
I already feel like my toenail, like there's pressure there, and I still have a little bit of extra room. So yeah, true to size is definitely the way to go.
Okay, so I probably need
Yep.
to go like half the size up.
Probably.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
So, how wet did you get them to watch the the transforming?
Well, it was like it was very hot and humid today, and
Oh,
so
yeah.
I would literally I did my video today, and I was pouring water on them, and then by the time I would like go to put them on, like it was already turning white again. Like it's so quick when it's hot. But then I came home and I like submerged them in my tub, and they were bright blue. It was great.
awesome.
He's like swimming in the bathtub with them on.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very
Yeah,
cool.
but I did realize that it becomes like super hard to clean them because even with this like white finish that turns translucent, it still like picks up like turf on it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I was trying to scrub it off like an idiot today, and yeah, it just turns clear, so you can't see any of it. I was like, oh yeah, well shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Colby, how does the FOMO feel?
Oh, dude, it sucks. I sold them. I sold them the day after because I
sold
was
the
like,
orange
Really?
ones?
I
You
sold them.
sold
yeah.
them?
Yeah.
Sold. They're gone. They gone.
Let's go,
Dude, and you know what sucks? I felt
Damn.
so bad. I felt so bad. Literally, like I'm in the process of like selling, and I'm getting messages and stuff, and like Chris's Footy Kicks, one of them, and I was like, oh, bro, like you're interested, and like as he was like asking me questions, I'm sorry, Chris, like they sold, so wasn't able to get those
Damn.
out to him. I didn't realize he was in California, so
Oh wow. I will say, anyone listening that's a size 8, if I can't get the heel pressure discomfort to go away, I'll probably sell them. So
yeah,
Couldn't give me those.
good.
yeah.
Couldn't give me those.
Yeah, I'm specifically talking to Footloose when he's listening to this.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what
I know
like
he
to
didn't get a pair, so
hear.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So now that we got the dumpster fire out of the way, what else did you get?
the other pickup I had was one that I have already had 2 pairs of these so far this year, so nothing
Okay.
crazy new. But
It's the Pred.
I could not resist the ruby red Neo Betas. Now this
Beautiful.
one is the AG variation.
The new AG, right? Isn't that
The
new,
new
AG?
AG.
Okay.
I actually was talking to Andrew a little bit about this. Apparently, other than the external heel counter, which is new, they've actually slightly tweaked the width of the heel, specifically around I think these 2 studs.
Okay.
They made it slightly wider. Maybe these 2. I guess maybe the whole thing. But initial reaction to these, I also only wore these for like 30 minutes. I did an hour session. I did each boot 30 minutes today. These fit closer to what the Innovation Pack betas feel. So they're slightly wider than the standard variation. I will say it was hard to kind of get a full gauge because my Innovation Packs are fully broken in. So those are still wider than what these are currently, but
Okay.
I got the same sensation from what I remember them feeling like when I got them brand new. So
Okay.
definitely like a hair wider. I wouldn't say like if these are way too snug for you, like the standard variation, these are still going to be really snug. But if you were like on the edge of like fitting into them, these might help give you an extra few millimeters of width. So
dude,
Okay.
yeah.
do you miss the Carvo though? Are you like, damn, this is like pretty good, but I like that. I like the responsiveness and feeling on my toes.
If these had Carvo, I would not be, upset about it.
Yeah.
But this is, I mean, it's a very flexible sole plate.
Okay.
And I think it's meant to be like that with the AG. I will say, even with that, it feels more natural than the Carvo.
Yeah.
Like these feel very natural, very like, form to the shape of your foot, move to the shape of your foot. And even this AG's like sole plate, the studs are pretty short.
Right.
But I still feel like I get a lot of grip in the ground, but I also feel like it's like very safe and very neutral. Like I feel like I'm never going to catch like it's a very good AG plate. This honestly might be one of the best I've tried, other than the Nike one.
Nice.
So yeah.
How did you end up liking the wider heel?
It's better.
It is better. Okay.
Than the standard version, yeah.
Yes.
The one thing I did notice, so there's like a difference between all three specifically, and it's around the knit collar. So the standard variation of the betas with the standard sole plate, the knit collar, it doesn't fit flush to my heel or to my ankle. I think specifically on the outside, it kind of, I wouldn't say flares, but you can see like the padding when you look down.
Okay.
The innovation pack fits me super flush. You can't see anything. There's like no gaps. This one is kind of like, and I don't know if that's going to change when I break it in. This one I could barely see a little bit, but it's kind of in between how both were. So
Okay.
which that might break in more, because I did notice when I had my innovation packs side by side with these, like when I break them in, they're like this.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it flares
bow.
out. Yeah,
Yeah.
they bow out. So
Okay, so here's the question. Let's say you're going to it's game day. Okay, you don't know what field you're playing on. You can only bring one pair of boots. You look down. The innovation pack's there. Those are there. Which pair are you just grabbing?
innovation pack. Innovation pack. Yeah. I think these look better. If the innovation pack was in this colorway, I don't think it'd be really difficult for me to wear another pair of boots for the rest of my life.
If the innovation were the red.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Because
some praise.
this colorway is beautiful.
Oh yeah.
But the way I view both of these now is like, this is likely going to be like my kind of practice, boot. And then the innovation pack to be like my game day boot. I'll wear this kind of for when I'm not having like very like competitive serious games. And I'll wear the innovation pack when I am.
Okay, cool. Anything else?
That is it for now.
That is it. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what we'd like to hear. Now, Colby, you have a very, very special pickup today. It's one that I think might be an exclusive. Okay,
Dude.
Now, this boot may take the world by storm. But
Yes.
it's for all the wrong reasons. What do you got, Colby?
Today, Justin, I'm representing our guy. Our guy. Our guy. Yeah, if you couldn't tell who this boots are for, I mean, they just put it right on the side there. Dude, this is too much. All right,
Is it?
Like, yeah. I mean, it's just like, come on. Like, we already have this. You already know it's a different colorway. You don't have to just plaster Messi on there. Bro, I got these, and like based off of the footy headlines, pictures that we saw for months, I was like, I'm very excited for these. I love the aesthetic of these. If it's literally just a new, I thought it was going to be basically just a new skin on the existing Messi boots, and it's not. They are way stiffer. Still hybrid touch. I'm sure they break in. They gave you more grip elements. Hopefully you guys saw James Boot Wizard's video, but I actually sent him a message because I got these a little bit after his video dropped, and I was like, dude, you could have been so much harder on these. Like this, I feel like they had something really quality and great, and they low-key made it worse. Now, this is just like out of the box try on, feel, test, so it's not like I've actually gone out and played in these. Could be, once you break them in, could be awesome. I don't know. But it really doesn't have that same amount of like softness, that kind of like faux leather hybrid touch feel. Also, I don't remember the old burrito tongue, but like this just seems like super cheap.
Dude,
to
it
me.
looks thinner.
It looks, it is, and I'm like, how is it? I feel like I could take a piece of this, like this little divot here, and I feel like I could tear it. Like if I really tried hard enough.
It looks like toilet paper.
Yeah, it's so thin, and like
Dude, I was just thinking that. I was like, yo, that looks like toilet paper.
Yeah, dude, they definitely made it thinner.
Right, and
Yeah.
ironically, it feels cheaper, and the price went up maybe $10. I think it was like $260, and now they're $270 or something like that. I'm like, this is like almost $300, like $300 with tax for a Messi boot. That's like objectively worse. Like what? The sole plate looks cool. I mean, all these finishes are.
I'll
cool,
give you that.
But that's about it. And they gave you more volume in the toe box, which everybody's already kind of commented on.
How does the fit feel? Like minus the upper, minus the stiffness.
It doesn't like the old Messi boots actually felt really good to put on straight away, and you knew they were only going to get softer. And like these don't feel like that. Like the way James described it is exactly how it is, where it's like it feels more plasticky. It feels closer to the regular F50 with a burrito tongue, essentially. Like not quite as like synthetic plasticky. Like there's like it's like in between, but closer to the standard F50 with a burrito tongue.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Matt, did you ever wear the Adidas like X15 or the X19.1 or 18.1s? Did you ever happen to wear those?
I feel like you just said like multiple different
It's
boots.
3 X's, yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's the X15, then there was the X18.1 and the X19.1.
I had the X15.1 in that silver colorway.
Oh yeah, the Escalate pack. Okay.
Yeah, my heel slipped like butter out of those.
But you remember how like the upper kind of felt like rigid, like it wasn't super plasticky, but it was just very tough. It was like a tough upper, like almost like a takedown upper.
Okay,
That's how the Messies feel. So I went and held them in store. I didn't buy them like Colby did. I went and held them in store. They are way, way stiffer.
Damn.
They remind me like I don't even know. Like that's the best boots I can compare it to is like some of those early X generations, just because they're like so, like they don't want to bend.
Yeah. So when you said 17, 18, you meant the 0.1 variations,
The
not like the
18.1 and the 19.1.
Oh,
Yeah, not the laceless.
Those were so much stiffer than the plus models. Yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
So the thing that I agree with James. I agree with Colby. Like they're doo doo. Okay. But here's the thing that I want to ask you guys before we move on. So we know if you can go look at James the Boot Wizards video, but he had a pair of Messi Speed Portal .1s. Remember? Mm-hmm. James kind of like broke down certain aspects. Had the burrito tongue, but James kept commenting how this boot is so stiff. It's so stiff. Mm-hmm. It's so stiff. It's so stiff. So that's what he kept saying, right? And then us as consumers, a big thing that a lot of us always say is, I want to wear what the pros wear. I want to wear exactly what Messi. That's what we've been saying. Give us the boot that Messi wears, and give us the boot that Ronaldo. Give us the boot that these people are wearing. So I feel like Adidas has this is one of those moments that I always come back to. People, as in consumers, don't really know what they want, because if you want the boot that Messi wears, it's a stiff as shit upper with a shitty burrito tongue. And you got that on this one, arguably, and everybody's like, I don't like this. You know what I mean? And so, again, like we talked about it in the chat, that I'm sure that this went in production before they even got feedback on like the gold and the Buzz Lightyears and all those. So they kind of just, threw something at the wall, and they're like, well, maybe that's better. But again, this is what do you guys think about this? Like, this is what people have claimed that they wanted from a Messi boot. Did they really want it?
Dude, I think it's crazy that... Because, like, we've seen, Messi's boots that are synthetic and they are stiff as crap. Mm-hmm. But then, like, we've also seen, like, his World Cup boots that he had that were a leather variation of a synthetic boot, which were obviously leather and soft as hell. So I don't understand, what the discrepancy is there. But, yeah, I don't know. I feel like, everyone wants to be Messi for sure. But when his boots are, plasticky as fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe not,
Yeah,
maybe he likes that because of his touch. Maybe that's why.
There's an old Unisport video of Jalter meeting Gareth Bale, and I think it's the 18.1, and they're talking about Gareth Bale's boots, and Gareth Bale like basically likes his whole boot to feel like a steel toe work boot. Like he wants that thing like as rigid and not moving as possible. And Jalter was like, how is that comfortable? And he's like, oh, it's not, but like I feel like I'm faster, I feel like I can feel the ball better, like all this weird shit. But again, like people like the three of us, I'm like, that sounds awful.
Right.
Like I can't pivot my foot inside at all.
Yeah. I mean, as someone that grew up with the F50s, like the whole F50 line back in the day, that's what it was. It was stiff, it was rigid, it didn't bend your foot much, but it was lightweight and it was fast.
Yeah.
And I feel like Bale and Messi both went like through their prime at the time of those F50s that were stiff, rigid, and lightweight.
Yeah, exactly.
So from that perspective, I understand. Like that's what he had. He just wants to keep with that sensation. But yeah, I mean, that's not me.
Yeah.
I grew out of that, thank God.
It's kind of like when the guys over on the Football Boot Hour, when they were talking to Ben. You remember Ben designed the F50 Plus, and they were saying, "Oh, well, plenty of people like the F50 Plus, the laceless, or the F50 laceless. Why didn't they go to the Plus?" And he's like, "Well, a lot of people aren't used to having that kind of like tilt in the front. So when you kind of throw something in like that, like younger players tend to adapt quicker. Like, oh yeah, let me try that out." But he said, like people like Heung-min Son, they're like, "Nope, I like this. I know this. Let me just stay with this." So yeah. Pretty interesting. Pretty weird. Terrible boot for the best player ever. As always.
Yeah, I think that the first generation of these, like real quick, to your point, Justin, to answer your question, I don't think people exactly know what they want. It's like, yeah, give me Messi's boot, but like, do we really want his boot, or do we want, to essentially like do what I thought they were going to do, which is just reskin it, which is what they should have done. They should have reskinned it. I think that once people get their hands on this first boot, and it's not like the previous, I don't know, 6 signature Messi boots, I think these are gonna just be sitting on shelves.
Can't wait to see those in the outlets and on eBay for less than $100.
Probably for a year, because those gold ones came out last summer, and so we've had about a year cycle. So these are gonna sit on shelves.
Let's go! Another boot not selling. Woo, 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 woo. Okay, so Matt has talked about his hypervenoms. Colby, you've gotten to talk about your Messi's, which you plan on keeping.
No.
Boot of the year right there. The only boot that we know is coming out is we're recording on Monday the 9th. I think this comes out Thursday the 12th or Friday the 13th, right? Nike Phantom 6, okay? Colby's going to throw a picture up.
Yep.
Okay. Let's address the elephant in the room. Colorways. The launch colorway that we know is coming. How are the two of you feeling?
I like the high cut better. I don't think I'll end up buying that as like my boot, because it's going to be impossible. Like if J Mike and his thin feet have an impossible time getting it on, then yeah. But I'm the weirdo who likes the blue, black, and gray. Like of a person who mostly buys like majority like base white boots. Like I saw both of those models and I was like, I kind of like the high cut better. Like
okay, fair, Matt.
It's all right.
Okay.
I don't hate it. I don't love it. If you're someone that like wants people to know that you bought a Phantom 6, like this is probably the colorway to get, because the rest of the colorways kind of look like the GX1, if I'm being honest, like from a distance that we've seen. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm going to get this one. I think I'll wait, but it's not terrible.
Okay. Well, it's funny that you bring the GX1 up because, well, I am gassed about this colorway. It's definitely grown on me, especially the lows. I don't really love the highs, but while practicing today, in training, I went with the GX1 because I was kind of like, let me get a feel, let me kind of see what's going on. And putting these on, I forgot how great these are. So let's just get that elephant out of the park, right? But how are we feeling about this whole? I kind of have said that this happened with Adidas, where it's like one team works on something, then another team works on something, and then the first team gets it back. How do you guys feel about the GX1 being a boot, and then the Luna being a boot, and then the GX2 and Luna 2 kind of being a tweak to the Luna, and then now the Phantom 6 is a tweak to the GX1? Are we happy about that? Are we indifferent to that? Are we upset about it? Like, where are you guys at? Are you glad that they're going back, or do you wish they would have kept like innovating on the GX2 kind of style?
I'm glad they went back. I mean, I wasn't like unhappy with the GX2. I think it was just trying something different with the kind of like one piece upper. I think actually my biggest problem with the GX2 wasn't even the fact that like there was grip knit in the front and then it kind of changed material. I think it was more about the sole plate. I think even Noah was commenting on his podcast about how if they had just used the HV3 sole plate underneath the GX2, people wouldn't have had like as big of a problem with them. So like honestly, Justin, like the fact that they in this model, I care what it looks like, but I'm not like that invested. The fact that they changed the sole plate and improved the last to make it more true to size, like that's what I'm most excited about. I like like grip knit, whatever. Like I've had grip knit before. But it's just like, okay, this boot's going to fit me now. Like, true to size, and the sole plate's going to be better. And, like, boom, like you got me.
Okay. And how are you feeling? Because we know that the AG is going to come out, Colby, with at launch, as well as the FG with the kind of the updated Cyclone 360. So how are you feeling? Are you still leaning like, nope, I'm only going AG and that's it? Or now that you've seen the updated Cyclone 360 with the conical
I need to see an AG
throughout?
review because I'll be more willing to try this version of the Cyclone 360 if it's a bit stiffer than the AG. Like I think I'll try like the FG model. So I'll just have to see. I've got time.
Okay, cool. Matt, where are you kind of at? Are you glad they went back to the GX1 kind of aesthetic overall? Do you wish they would stay with the GX2?
Yeah, I think it seems like they've gone back to like the general template of the GX1, but it does looks like they've taken like the ridges in the grip knit from the GX2, just made them a little bit less prominent, and they obviously the Cyclone 360 toe box carried over. But I'm glad that's like the only two things, because the rest of it seems like it's really taken that inspiration from the GX1, and I'm a big fan of that. I also am a big fan of that the sizing has been slightly changed, because I was kind of in between sizes on the GX1. I tried an 8 and I tried a 7.5, and 8 was just slightly too big, 7.5 was slightly too tight. So I'm glad it seems to be more true to size. But yeah, I'm excited about these. I'll be honest. This is probably the first Nike boot as a general retail product that I've been excited about for a while. And
was it you, Matt, that kind of pointed out that, especially on the high cut, it looks kind of like the HV1, where it's like the black, like that goes up the grip net and how it kind of like envelops the reverse swoosh is very Hypervenom Phantom 1.
Yeah, I figured that out a little bit late, but yeah.
Okay. I didn't even really notice it till you told me, and then I was like, oh, yeah, I do see it now. But so another question I have for you guys, I've got two more questions about this boot, because I'm gassed as hell for this. Okay, how do we feel about like the low cut? You know, because they both use the blue, but the low cut kind of has more of like a black, especially through the heel, and then the high cut has more of like a silver, and then it kind of like yin and yangs each other, especially on the sole plate. Do you guys like that they did that, or do you wish the high cut would have been the black, or the low cut would have just also been the silver? Are we glad that like the subtle tweak between both models?
I like the silver better. But I just like things to pop a bit more, so I've never really like into black. But I think the blue, black, silver of the high cut, like at first I was like, oh, that's ugly, and then like I kept looking at it, and I was like, it's actually pretty cool. Yeah, Matt.
Okay.
I like that they're different, and it's, you could distinguish between them more than just like high cut, low cut. I think to have an actual like different colorway and something else to determine the difference is nice.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'm kind of indifferent. Like, it's cool that they do it, but I don't care either way. Like, if they kept them both the same, cool. If they keep them different, cool. That's cool too.
I'm curious if they're gonna continue doing it on other colors.
I'm gonna say
it's just like a launch thing. Yeah,
I'm gonna say I doubt it. Okay, final question. Now, I was at a store today. I was talking to one of the managers of the store. We were talking about the Phantom 6. And the launch colorway, I think, is $290 for the low cut and $305 for the high cut, if I remember correctly, something like that. Which is like, what, a $30 increase from the GX2s? Okay. Now, when I was talking to him, I was saying, like, oh, I think it's just the launch colorway. And he said, based on all the information he knows and has seen, that he is pretty sure they're all going to stay at $290 and $305. So Nike's hiked it up. And basically comes down to, he was like, it's the whole tariff thing, man. Like, it sucks, but it is what it is. Like, that's the reason behind it. What are you guys thinking about that?
Damn. I think, sorry, Matt, not to cut you up, but like 5 years ago, I remember thinking like, fuck, like $300 for like these Mizuno products, like that's top of the line. But I'll never pay that for, you know what I mean? And now that we're here, it's like, damn, I guess like I really want these boots. Like I really want to be like somewhat, maybe not the first colorway, but somewhat of an early adopter of these boots. But
yeah,
$305, bro, like
for the high cuts,
that's crazy. Like that's crazy.
That's crazy. Matt, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm not paying that. No, I'm not paying that. That's ridiculous. I mean, because Nike did that back in the day with like the knit boots, like the high DF collars when those came out. Those were $300. And like at the time, it's like, oh yeah, like something innovative, brand new to the market. Like I understand, but then eventually they're like, okay, we're charging $50 for an inch of
Collar.
knit. Yeah. Um, and now we're back there. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
And it's not even like these are crazy brand new, all this new technology. Like you just combine the two previous boots together. Let's be
Right.
honest.
Yeah.
And then you're going to charge us an extra $50 now. It's like, why? And I'm curious to see how people adopt these right when they get released. If people are going to wait or if people are just going to jump on them right away.
Yeah.
Because I will be waiting until they go on sale, or at least like a discount code comes and I could use it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, like I said, I'm gassed, so I'm trying these like day one. I'm trying to get these bad boys. I just like them, and I think they look dope. So, but yeah, I think it's ridiculous because I've always said I am never paying $300 for a Mizuno boot. But then with this Nike boot, I'm like, yeah, I want to pay $300.
300?
Yeah, whatever.
Ah.
We can paying for that, no problem. Okay, cool. So that's pretty much it. That's everything that's come out. That's everything we've got. So the last question I've got for both of you, Matt, I'm going to start with you. We are almost halfway through the year, okay? And now there's been many conversations, like literally every week because y'all change, of boots of the year, okay? So you don't have to give me your main boot of the year, but I want to know at least like your top 3 boots that are out currently, like standard releases, guys. No Hypervenom Phantom ones. Like, Matt, I'm sorry, Colby, I know you looked at them and loved them and then got rid of them. You can't use something limited like that. Like,
Sounds
you
like me.
have to use a pretty general release, okay?
Mhm.
So where are you thinking, Matt? Where are you going to give number 3, 2, and then give me number 1?
am I just doing 3 and then we're going to go around and then I come back, or am I just doing all 3 in a row?
Just do 3, and we'll go around. We'll go around. Circle.
Okay. I've been thinking about this all day since we decided this was what we were going to talk about. And I'm going to do a cop out. I have not come to a conclusion, so I'm going to give you 2 for number 3 that are neck and neck.
Colby, we're going to
And
vote.
they
We're gonna
both
vote Matt's
have
number
one
3.
distinct problem, which is
Okay.
why they're both number 3.
Okay, what are they?
The Alpha 2 and the Copa Icon 2.
It's Alpha 2.
Dang.
Yep.
I'm going
Alpha 2
with those two.
I'm just between sizes, I think. I have not tried the 8 yet, which I will be planning on doing at some point this year.
Okay.
Trying to shoot a size to see if that helps. So this may go up. And Alpha might be, a definite number 3 at least. But the Copa Icon 2 has honestly just been like a breath of fresh air as a boot.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
I put those on. I know I'm not gonna have an issue wearing them. And then the only like downside has just been durability as a whole.
Yeah.
I haven't had many issues past like my initial like little bit of separation that has not grown since. But I know a lot of other people have had issues, so that's kind of the only reason I have those with like a caveat as 3.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Well, the correct answer is Alpha 2. Colby, what is your number 3?
I would also go Alpha 2.
Okay.
With an honorable mention of the Copa Pure 3. Because I'll say this, like
Great
the Alpha
choices.
2 is just a boot that it's like no other boot. Like regardless of whether I want to wear it, but like objectively, that boot gives you so many performance like help. It gives you so much help. And I've never
Yeah.
had that
Yeah.
much help in a boot before.
Yep.
Yeah. It's definitely like the meth of football boots.
Yes.
Like you're just tweaking to another level.
Yeah, I think the only people that don't like the Alpha 2 is the people that think it is too much.
Right.
It is. There are aspects of it that are too much. Yes, and we have talked about that on previous episodes. Shameless plug. Go check those episodes
Yeah.
out. My number 3 is actually going to be the Mercurial Superfly 10.
Damn.
I am a big fan of that.
Hell
boot,
yeah,
man.
dude.
Did you change it because Ronnie scored today?
No.
I knew you would like that boot.
Or
I knew you'd like that boot like
yesterday.
a year ago.
It's a good boot, man. It's a good boot. Now, my honorable mention would probably be the Copa Pure 3.
Yes.
But after wearing and reviewing, like extensively wearing and reviewing the GX2, the whole time I was just like, man, I'd rather just wear the Merc. Like I just
Yeah.
feel like the
Damn.
Merc's for my foot, because I got kind of more of a narrow foot. I was just like, I think the Merc's just better. So yeah, Mercurial Superfly 10 Vapor 16, I think. Number 3. All right, Matt, what's your number 2?
Number 2 is the Pred 25.
FT.
FT specifically.
FT.
AG also specifically. But I think if the AG never came out, I'd still have the FG at number 2.
Hell yeah. Just a great boot.
Yeah.
Good.
Now,
answer.
with all the other boots that we know are coming out for the rest of the year, maybe this will change. But right now, yeah, 2.
Okay. Okay, hell yeah. Colby, what do you have for number 2?
Justin, I also have the Pred 25 FT.
Damn, I did not expect
number
that
2
at all.
Yes,
Okay.
bro. Yes, great,
Cool.
great.
It's a banger. It's also
Yeah.
my number 2. This is one of the few times.
Dang.
This is one of the few times in Bootcast podcast history that all 3 of us agree on something.
Yes.
Yeah, the Pred 25. It's the boot that doesn't leave the bag, except for when I have it on display for the pod. Like if I'm playing footy, it's always in the bag, and it's so good. And this red colorway is probably still my favorite, maybe besides the Jutes.
It's close. It's up there for me. I think. I mean, Team Geist are pretty damn good.
Oh yeah, Team Guys are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 1, this is our current boot of the year.
I feel like I don't even have to say mine.
Matt, we know
Yeah, I think everyone knows right now. It is the Innovation Pack.
Shadow. Oh,
Was Shadow.
specifically
Shadow.
the Viper Shadow.
The pink ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's the Vipers. You guys
The
got
Pitch
me.
Viper Shadow.
Pitch Vipers. No, it is the Innovation Pack. Morelia Neo 4 betas for
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
By a land shot.
Okay. That's on a different level, right?
It really is. It really is. The only thing that would beat that at this point would be if the Alpha 2 fit me perfect.
Okay. Okay.
And even then, I don't know because I love the leather.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Okay. That's such high praise. I'm really surprised that you've still been riding those as hard as you have, to be 100% honest with
dude,
you.
I wasn't bullshitting.
You weren't bullshit.
One of the best boots I've ever tried.
Would the Hypervenoms break into the top 3? The Hypervenom 1? If I allowed it?
If you
I won't allow it. But if I did.
I think maybe like as a number 1 special edition of the year,
Yeah.
or like an honorable mention.
But like the top 3. Would it break into the top 3?
It's just like performance wise, it's just not at the level of the top 3 that I've had.
Okay.
So I would say no,
Hell
but
yeah.
it is one of the most fun boots I've tried this year.
Okay. Well, you were doing so good, and now you ruined it by saying that.
Well,
Colby, what's number 1?
Guys.
This is the one I'm curious about.
Okay.
I think I know.
Because you can't pick a number 1 if it hasn't released.
Well, because I know
Oh.
his actual favorite. Yeah, see, that's the problem.
See?
What if it comes out into what it's that
See,
is
what if it
good.
doesn't come out in 2025?
There it is.
See?
Mm.
You've made a
I say-
grave error, my friend.
The
No,
other
go ahead.
boot that he would have picked would have been the one that didn't come out in 2025.
That is
Yeah.
true.
Tried in
It has not come out yet. And with that boot, within the first 2 wears,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I don't know if I like the. Like, I'm getting so much stud pressure. I actually
Yeah.
reached out to a few people. I reached out to Ricky. I was like, hey, Ricky, you want these V5s? And I'm glad, like, they were going to be too big for him. So I'm glad that I wasn't able to, like, sell them on because I just kept wearing them. And eventually I switched to the insole. They got super comfy. And I think when they do release, I think they're going to be a really big hit for a lot of people.
What is it?
Like they do take a significant, I wouldn't say significant, but they take more break-in time than the Tequila V4. They take
It's
more
the
break-in time for
Messies,
me.
isn't it? It's the
No.
Messies.
It's the
See?
Messies, yeah.
It's the V5s, bro. V5s. I can't wait. I can't wait till these release so people get to experience them. But
See,
Watch
you know
them
what?
not call it the V5 too. They'll call it like
Oh, yeah.
the V360 or some stupid
I
shit.
know they got to be
V8.
creative now.
Just V8.
Yeah, V8.
They're
Like it's
yes.
the Tequila 12.
We counted the high cut laces.
We
as
counted
its own
all the plus
model.
models.
Yeah.
All the plus models counted as 2.
That'd be pretty dope. No, that's great.
Yeah.
See, this is one of those classic examples where you're always like so quick to pass judgment on
So
a boot,
quick. Yeah.
and this is the time where you weren't allowed to, and it helped you.
Right. Exactly.
See,
Yeah.
I wonder how many other boots this would have happened with.
Never got a chance.
The
it happened
F50s.
It
No.
happened with the. Oh God, can you imagine? What if Kobe came back and he's like, "Guys, I fucked up. Like this is the
Guys,
boot.
it takes a year to break in, but I swear to God, this is like the best boot I've ever
I
had.
hot watered them for 3 hours straight. Now I've got it." No, but Like he also did it with the Copa Pure 3. You remember?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
He hated the Copa Pure 3, and then he got that other colorway, and he's
They
like,
were
yeah,
nice,
I love
dude.
it.
Copa Pure 3 is a very, very good. It does nothing wrong. It's
Yeah.
not spectacular, it won't blow you away, but it is like the one boot I'm like, does everything fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. My number one is the Alpha 2.
Knew it.
It's the Alpha 2.
Let's go, baby.
Dude, we ride. We ride in that Alpha 2 wave. I've got a something special coming. I don't even know I said that. It's the Ruby Reds. I got the Ruby Reds coming.
Yep.
So, and it's not a big surprise. But, yeah, they got sent in the mail today. So I am stoked.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm a bit heartbroken they moved that run bird back a little bit. Like,
I am too.
I'm not. I love it.
I liked the early colorways.
Yeah, same.
It's fine. Apparently, they're not selling in Japan, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
that's what Andrew was saying.
Yeah, so
But
I
he
might
said
have to
they
keep an
still
eye
won't
on
go
them.
on sale.
Yeah, I mean, it's Mizuno. No Mizunos ever go on sale.
This is true. Oh, dude. Okay, well, we'll save it for next week. But we didn't talk about the new Morelius.
We can talk
yeah.
about them.
Slight differences.
Nah, that's too late now. We've already done the news.
All right.
We gotta
All
save
right.
it for next week. Maybe Colby will go buy a pair just so he can return them.
No. I won't buy the red ones. I'll guarantee you that. I got these. I'm good.
Yeah, but what if those are better?
Nah.
Yeah.
Like slightly
Yeah.
better.
But that's how you are. You're like, oh, dude, it had like the most subtle tweak, and now I can't wear anything.
All right.
else.
See, I'm gonna fully dive into this right now, just because you've put too many breadcrumbs out. I've gotta get the whole piece of bread. I was watching Noah's podcast, and he's like, you know, what would really make the Morelli 2s better would be like an additional lace hole, and like they've got to maybe like adjust the heel, and they've got to like add the just not even the same conical studs that they use for the Neos, but like
Just
maybe
minimize.
just
yeah.
and I was like, Jesus, like, yeah, like do all that, like do it. And
Yeah.
if they did that, and if that's what this boot was, I'd buy it.
That's what they did. That's what this boot is.
No, dude,
Yes.
those are.
They changed the heel. They added an extra lace hole. They made the
They
sole
didn't
plate a
add an
little
extra lace
stiffer.
hole.
Oh, I thought they did.
No,
No.
he was saying he was
And they
saying
didn't,
that
they
that's
didn't
what
change the sole plate at all.
No,
he was
they
saying
made
that's what
it
they
stiffer.
should have done.
Stiffer and lighter. The studs
Oh.
are still the same, but the plate is like
Oh
a
yeah,
little stiffer.
okay, yeah.
It's like more
I think
rigid.
they changed like the plastic. I think. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
and it's
Yeah.
a little lighter too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
See,
that's
think
that's
about it,
all
Colby.
fine.
You
No.
want lighter boots. You're
I
weird
need
about
different
that.
studs. I need different studs. That's what I
No.
need.
Dude, as soon as they're gonna release, Mizuno's gonna release that like limited colorway that you got if you went to the event, that white with the gold and red run bird.
Oh yeah, that one.
hell
as soon
yeah.
as that comes out, Colby's buying a
Done.
pair. We all know.
Done. They're mine.
Oh, any white Mizuno and their 50 colorways of white boots that they do, Colby will buy a pair.
Yep.
Yeah. I love the greens. I love the Frontier pack. It's my favorite.
Let's go. You should get the Ruby Red pack.
No.
And then we could be like Captain
could-
Planet. Like we could all
Yeah, we
three
could
be
all
like,
have 'em.
our powers combined. And we make this new Mizuno boot. You know, we just touch tips with them, like
yeah.
in the camera.
No. Maybe if they turn the Proto into something eventually. I don't know. Andrew Footloose was not happy about him, but Andrew Lockhart was happy about him. I'm like, I don't know
Noah
which
was
Andrew.
super in love with them too.
I don't know which
Yeah,
Andrew
Noah
to go
loved him.
with on
Noah
this decision.
was like, these are great.
I need like a third Andrew that's like I could trust. You know what I mean? That's just in the middle.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. A fence rider. That's what you need.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah.
There we
That's
go.
right.
All right, boys. I think that's it. Does anybody else have anything to add before we sign off?
Oh, I created a store. It's
cool.
called go to thewashedbros.com, and yeah, I made a few like shirts for like merch for guys that still play pickup soccer and stuff. So go
Oh
check it
yeah.
out.
We'll add a link in the description.
Yeah.
Matt, tell people where they can find you.
You can find me at Burns Boots on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
Colby.
You guys can find me at Kicking with Kolbs on Instagram and on YouTube, where I will post again in 2028. Be looking out.
That's when Cole Palmer's contract runs out. You can find me at Texas Cleat Collector on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. You can find us at Bootcast Pod, and go down to the comments and let us know, what are your top 3 boots? Are you excited about the new Phantom 6? How dumb is that name? And while you're down there, hit like, hit subscribe, share, turn the bells on, do it all. And as always, if you like what you've seen and you want to see more, click down here to see more.